What's good, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. Academics Wayno and Nadeska here. It is Thursday, Friday, and Ak is probably in a great mood because I saw you tweet this week that a Drake album is coming soon. What do you know that you can share with the people, academics?
I shared it in the tweet. It's
That's
coming
it?
soon. That's about it. And I heard it's going to be a classic, but those things are already, implied by saying the Drake album's coming. So can't wait.
You know your shirt can wait.
Listen, man, it's only one thing I can say 2020. It's Drake album. That's it. LeBron winning the ring. We got that already. Now all we need is a Drake album, and then we could just kind of close this year out. This year's been all type of bad vibes. We lost so many legends, man. We just got to move on to 2021. Hopefully it'll be better.
Okay, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
I'm definitely with you on that. I'm mentally in 2021 already, but I'm ready for the ball to drop like tomorrow. I ain't gonna lie.
You remember when all them rappers had like the little bar that would be like, I'm on 2020 vision, this and third. That was before this year. It's been all bad. How come none of those rappers saw this happening? Okay, yeah, 2020 vision in 2015. Y'all ain't realize the shit was gonna be fucked up.
2020 vision is not about the year, academics, but carry on.
Well, yeah. Well, obviously I know that, but I'm just Wayne will ruin anything. All right, we just start this shit, man.
All right, guys. So Complex recently did a feature piece with Generation Now. So that's a label run by DJ Drama, Cannon, and Lake Show, obviously home to artists like Lil Uzi and Jack Harlow. So in the interview, they spoke about Uzi's big rollout for his recent album, Eternal A Take. So Don Cannon said that, quote, Uzi started the Deluxe trend. It's like he's doing a whole other wave of visionary shit. So Lake Show went on to add that Uzi decided to release the Deluxe version just to please both his old fans and new fans. He said he wanted to provide the new feeling of this new Uzi. He made his fans wait so long, but he also wanted to give them a little bit of that old Uzi too. That's why the name Lil Uzi Vert 2. That's why the name is, Lil Uzi Vert versus The World 2. Do you guys agree that Uzi shaped this new wave of deluxe releases with how he dropped that project?
I think that people were doing it prior, but I think that they saw a lot of value in doing it because like the deluxe was just maybe adding 5 or 3 bonus songs and maybe 4 at tops. What Uzi did is he dropped a whole nother album. You know what I mean? Like he dropped a whole nother album to add on to his album. So I think that once a lot of people saw that, they saw that the advantage of saying like, shit, I don't have to wait a whole nother year to drop a whole nother album and started adding more with that. I don't think that he started it, but he definitely like made it a little wavy for a second.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, obviously not started the Deluxe dropping process, but like, to make the Deluxe a whole album, 100%, I can't remember someone else who did it before him. Like, again, the Deluxe felt like it was almost longer than the original album in terms of just song lengths, right? But here's the thing with the Deluxe for him. It's the best attempt of actually correcting a mistake with the original album. Because the Deluxe album for him was kind of, hey, we already know there's a lot of pressure. He hasn't dropped in like 2-3 years. He then drops, and his fans are saying, damn, what happened to all the snippets that we love? Nigga, we told you what we wanted on the album. This shit was supposed to be a slam dunk. You didn't have the shit we wanted. Then he just could basically say, hey, I'm giving you this thing too, which I don't know if this was all planned or just sporadic, but it was a brilliant move by him, and I'm giving him all the credit. I can't, just like I give Kanye the credit for having albums that kind of update as time goes on, and like albums that are pretty much uploaded to DSPs that aren't finished. I give Uzi credit for basically dropping another album as a deluxe album. I just wonder how it counts on a label side.
Hey, Ak, I want to know, do you think that this is somewhat of a cheat code a bit? Because like you said, it's like you get to correct your wrongs, right? So it's like going forward, I don't think we've ever had the conversation about like what deluxe albums mean to us as full-length albums. Because like when I think of Eternal Take, I think of the album that he put out. I don't really factor in the deluxe as a part of Eternal Take. It's like its own album itself. So it's like going forward, do you think that this kind of is somewhat like of a cheat code where you get the fans' point of view and then you just drop something else to change the conversation?
I mean, I won't necessarily say it's a cheat code, but it's a cheat code on mentality. Unfortunately, these days, it's like the classic, like, they do it in stores all the time, right? Like, buy 2, get 1 free. Like, really, the price is just for all 3 of them. But if you trick somebody to thinking you're getting more for your money, they feel like they're getting a deal, right? It's same. Drake's Scorpion would have been received way better if he had dropped side A first and then just dropped the other shit. You feel me? Because fans wouldn't expect the other stuff. So fans thought they were just gonna be mad at Uzi for a long time, and he followed up the very next week with pretty much correcting or righting his wrongs with another album. So again, I think it's a play on mentality. Remember, we used to have these conversations last year, 2019, especially when it comes to Chris Brown. Damn, these artists putting out these long ass albums. Well, look at Uzi. He just put out a 30 plus something album, and he did it in a way that fans are mad appreciative. And one thing we're not complaining about is length, because for people like you break it up like, oh, it's two different projects. For other people, they're like, hey, listen, I'll just kind of combine the songs I like from the deluxe and the original, and it's a mentality thing, if you ask me.
Yeah, the optics of it, because when you say Chris Brown, it's like when you look at Chris Brown's album, you see 40 songs and you like, that just seems like a lot of work just to listen to. But if you do break it up, I think like it's like a mental trick on yourself.
But this only works for certain artists. Like, I think Bryson maybe could be an example of someone who hasn't dropped in a few years, that if he came back with another entire project, it would be well received. But I don't think every artist can pull this off and be successful. Or do you guys disagree?
Yeah, every artist can't do that. Like everybody does not have the like, is not deluxe worthy, I think.
Deluxe worthy.
Yeah, and of course, everything that starts out, let's just try to say it started out a little pure, right? Let's just say Uzi just, felt the pressure from his fans, cooked up another album or put together another album and said, hey, it's coming next week. But to keep it real, like, shortly after that happened and other artists tried to copy it, it was nothing about pleasing the fans. It was definitely about trying to appear on the charts higher than you were projected to be. You know what I mean? Like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, people were dropping the deluxe midweek to try to boost their first week sales. So at that point, it kind of felt cheap.
Interesting. All right. Well, on that train of thought, Crooked Eye shared his thoughts on why he thinks the shelf life of rap albums are so short today. He said, imagine the time and effort put into creating some of these albums that only get played for 7 days. If that, a lot of fans started replying to him on social media, and a lot of them actually pointed to social media as the reason that people consume albums so quick. They said rappers always flooding streaming services with 1 minute songs. And then, I don't know, it goes by quickly. So what would you guys attribute to this? Is it social media? Is it just too much music in general?
No, I think it's just people's attention spans are shorter. But at the same time, it's like, I think that that's a very generalizing thing to say. Like, I don't think that everybody's album is only played 7 days. Like, like if we think about it like that, like, how is Lil Baby still doing the numbers he's doing? How is Pop Smoke even doing the numbers that he's doing? His songs are short, but people are playing that shit every day, all day. It's not doing the numbers it's doing because people are actually downloading the album, they streaming it, and it's equating to sales. So I think that that's really subjective to who you're talking about. But I get where he's going with that.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really, number one, content does matter. So yeah, like if you have content that's a little bit more substantive, like I do think that will last a little bit longer. But I do think primarily the reason why music seemed to be just like an afterthought, like a week later, is because I'm not gonna lie, these artists, I don't think they work their albums at all. You know what I mean? Like, again, there used to be a model where, at least 2 singles in or 3 singles in, then after you move on to another project. But even then, you sit and let the project live with the fans. You know what I mean? You bring some visuals. There's a lot of ways to still have the art of your music still interact with the fans, and you kind of still work it. I think these days, as soon as a motherfucker drops an album, he tells you about the other shit he's working on. Like, it's like these days when an artist drop an album, that's him saying, I'm done with the shit. You enjoy it for however long you want to, and I'm going to be on to the next shit. While if you look at pop acts, and I'm talking about just historically pop acts, like they work a lot of their songs on the album, and they also give it time to breathe. You know what I mean? Like if you planning a joint mixtape with some other nigga while you just dropped your project, how the hell could we focus on this for more than 7 days when you're already previewing new music?
Yeah, but their fan base still buys physicals. Like in the pop world, like they still have like a lot of physical aspects to their music. Like in hip hop, people just moving on to the next thing every 5 seconds. Like an artist could put out a song and it might not be the best song since the last song. They be like, oh, he fell off, he's done. Like they don't even give you a chance anymore for real, as far as fans. But I also think that there's not a lot of avenues for artists to well, I ain't gonna say that because there is a lot, but like in our time, you had like an artist coming to 106 and Park the third time to bring the third video. You know, it's like and really push and promote it. It's like there's not many things where artists can double back a second or third time for another interview or an update. You know, it's like they do that one update, you get your headlines, and then you move on. It's like there's not. It's the same thing with the media bit. Like they don't keep coming back.
Yo, and that's why I think, unfortunately, these days sometimes, like the headlines, is more in, hey, the announcement. The announcement sometimes seems bigger than when the music drops, right? So they'll tell you, yo, we got a joint projects in me, this guy, and the other guy over there. You know what I mean? And to be honest, by the time the music comes out, it's like, all right, yeah, I get it if y'all want to. You know what I mean? Like truth be told, even though, by the way, I love to go crazy joint with Thug and Chris Brown, but god damn it, man, like the announcement of them of having a project felt like that was louder than when the album actually came.
Absolutely. I mean,
you know what I mean? Like after it came, none of them talked about it.
I'm feeling like that about this whole Future Uzi shit. Like, I haven't heard nobody say shit about it. Like, it's like, okay, cool, but, the
announcement that, we're in the studio is way louder than, okay, what about the actual music?
Yeah, they dropped like 4 songs, right? Like 3 or 4 songs.
Yeah. Yo, crazy enough, also, that's human nature. The anticipation for something is always more exciting than when you actually get it. That's why people keep shopping all the time. So I guess it applies in music as well.
That's true.
Also, I do get the feeling from some of these artists, especially when I'm doing interviews, that a lot of them are putting out projects that they don't even feel excited to drop. It seems like they just feel pressure to put out something so fans have something and they're still in the conversation and they're always working on the next thing. But interesting either way. So Trippie Red definitely has a new project coming up that's called Pegasus. We're going to talk about one of his songs in the next segment. But he recently did an Instagram live with one of his fans. And the fan was bold enough to explain that he just doesn't like any of Trippie's new music. He said he feels like he lost his sound. So Trippie's response was that he thinks he actually got better at singing and making music over the time. And he thinks that the reason why fans view him differently, he says, is because of false information and things that have happened. What could he be referencing here? Like what false information would take fans away from his music?
You would be more the expert on this because I have no idea what he's talking about regarding that.
I don't know in regards to false information, but clearly I would imagine stuff outside of music that may have given fans a particular tint of how they look at his career. For example, like when he's embroiled in beef and he's, always on Instagram Live bickering with another artist going back and forth, a lot of times, sometimes fans start to misconstrue that for, now he's hot, he's lit right now, you get me? As opposed to him putting out music that may not get the same type of, chatter on between fans, but it might be good shit, so he doesn't get that recognition. So I think that's what he's talking about, because I've had that conversation personally with him where he'll tell me like, yo, the crazy thing is people don't realize I'm doing the best I've ever done in my career numbers wise. However, people look at me, and sometimes I've even heard the conversation where they said fell off. You know why? Because they don't see me beefing all the time. They don't see me on Instagram Live calling out somebody else. They don't see me talking shit. They see me, I'm playing my lane, doing my music, and unfortunately it seems like fans want more than just the music to be really good. They want a lot of ancillary shit as well. So I understand what he's saying there.
Yeah, I understand what he's saying. He can't get tricked into that. It's like once he stopped beefing with people, he started doing way better.
Well, I think that's what he's trying to explain to his fan. By the way, like I always, it's very bold of him to even have this conversation with a fan, but the conversation of new this versus old this, in terms of, yo, everybody is saying, yo, it's the same thing with Uzi. We just talked about it. Yo, we want old Uzi. We want 2016 Uzi. We don't want 2020 Uzi. But again, it kind of limits the artist's growth. And he's making valid points. He's like, yo, I'm working on my craft. I'm learning to sing better. I'm learning to do this. Like, damn. Again, sometimes people are married to old music and people want you to just make the old shit. You know what I mean? Which at that point you can't even apologize for. You just kind of have to keep moving on.
What's crazy though is like he's only like a real solid 2 years in. So it's like, and he's dropped like, how many albums has he? He's dropped like 4 albums, right?
Yeah, he's dropped like 4 projects.
In 2 years, it's like I don't know. I think this generation of fans just want to get rid of you so quickly.
Yeah, I mean. No, that's actually a legit conversation to have, because you can't please them. You know what I mean? Like, and also they're always looking looking for the point where either you're quiet enough. Remember, like, trust me, these are the same group of people that right before 21 dropped, I heard the same talk. Yo, 21 fell off because he ain't dropping anything. Now he dropped. Oh, okay, he's cool. Like, they're so fickle, and because they're so fickle, you then have to wonder about all these artists' mortality because, shit, they wish you one day, the next day they call you fell off and washed up, and they missed the old you.
The you from last year though, it'd be like not 10 years ago. The you from last year, like that shit makes no sense to me. Yeah. Makes no sense.
I'm telling you.
Well, let's
like I see oh, go ahead.
No, sorry. Finish your thought.
No, I was saying I see everybody online. Like in the last couple of days, they've been reminiscing. Oh man, 2017 was so great. We missed 2017 Uzi. 2017 this. And I'm like, yo. 2017, y'all was bitching like a motherfucker, talking about what happened to like 2012 when Keith was running the play. Like, come on, like, it's people are time trapped, and music does mark time, so it's always gonna happen.
All right, so let's see how you guys feel about the music then. Today for Hitbreaker, Wait on It, we're gonna start with Trippie Redd, Sleepy Hollow. This is the third single of his upcoming album Pegasus, dropping on October 30th. Ak, what do you think of this song?
I love it, and truthfully, I'm gonna say it's a hit because I'm hoping it's a hit. I don't know if it's going to perform like a hit, but when I hear this song, by the way, you know, again, I've mentioned before, Trippie played me his album. I love his album. I think he has a lot of strong joints on it. For a solo song that he's putting out, kind of decent energy. He's not one of those, you know, like, let's bellow you to sleep type of, you know, Trippie records that a lot of people are used to. I like this one. I think he should perform.
For a guy who has no love in his life, he uses the word love very loosely. You know, and love is a strong
talking about
word.
Me or Trippie?
Yeah, you. I'm talking about you. Keep talking about you love everything, and then like you another one. Next week or something, you'll be like, man, I don't know what's going on with this nigga. But anyway,
the song's fire, wait on. It's fucking fire.
The song is cool. I say wait on it. I don't think it's an out the gate hit, but you know the thing about Trippie was good with him is that like he runs a marathon with his music. It's like you look up and he has tons of plaques and tons of accomplishments and you ain't even pay attention to it pretty much. But yeah, wait on it. Relax, academic.
This is a hit.
Okay. This next one is from OT Genesis. Samples Outstanding by The Gap with Charlie Wilson and Chris Brown on the hook. So OT Genesis has definitely had a couple big hits in the past. Is this a hit for you guys?
Definitely a hit. I say it's a hit. Just off the mere fact of the sample. It's like I think like when you're sampling certain records, you just gotta be smart about what records you're getting into. Like that's a cookout, family reunion, wedding like song that could be played at any time, any place, whenever. Yeah, I say this is a hit.
Well, listen, man. I always give OT Genesis the benefit of the doubt. He always got a hit up his sleeve, and anytime people think that he's not gonna get one, he'll crip walk with one back in his hand, all right? But I'm gonna be honest with you. This is wait on him. He got the necessary ingredients. He got Chris Breezy, got Charlie Wilson, but I don't know. Like it didn't give me the feeling of when I first heard Coco or Cut It. Clearly, it's a different type of energy song, so I'm not looking for that energy, but I'm looking for that. Oh, this is catchy. This is going to be played all the time. Wait and see.
Wait, all right. I mean, a DJ would know that this is a hit. You know what I mean? Like DJs who play.
I'm a DJ, Wayno.
You know, but that's another story. Who you?
Wayno, I'm definitely a DJ.
Okay, like you're a cook as well, right? You're a DJ, a cook. All these things we never see. But I mean, that's you.
By the way, guys, for all of you who are like, Wayno, and you're sick of hearing academics and I talk about this cook-off we're going to have, he asked his friend to get off the couch when we started rolling the other day to confirm that he really does cook for his friends, like he said. His boy said it's been like 10 years. It was college, so we know you're full of shit. We're never having this cook-off.
Listen,
anyway,
Deska's such a hater.
Wayno was there. The whole team saw it.
Hold on. But you could even confirm the fact that homie said, I'm a nice cook. You had to mention,
he never said that.
That was 10 years ago.
Yeah, that was years ago, academics, you know? It was years ago. Then Vince Carter.
So you lose your cooking skills?
A lot of people, yeah, you could lose your cooking skill. You could lose your cooking
Wait,
skill.
are you serious?
Any other skill. Why not?
All right, let's finish this segment. You could lie to us more later. The next song is King Von featuring Fabio Foreign. I Am What I Am. This is the first time they're collaborating. There's also a video out for this. Wayno, your thoughts?
I say wait on this one as well. I mean, I think that King Von is having a hell of a run. You know what I mean? As a rookie, I'm looking for him to be on next year's Double XL Freshman. You know, if he doesn't decline. But yeah, I think that this is a wait on it type record. You know, it's drill. it's good to hear Chicago and Brooklyn guy get together and make some shit because it's always what came first, the chicken or the egg when it comes to Brooklyn, Chicago, or just drill as a whole. But they killed it. So I say, wait on it, see how it performs.
I'm gonna say wait on it as well. By the way, I want to make a very bold statement, but I'm sticking by it. King Von is the best storytelling rapper in hip hop, bar none. There's nobody even close. I'll give you 5 records that even your favorite rapper can't come next to in terms of detailing a story, which to be honest might be too many details, but still, that's my guy, King Von. This is a wait on it. I'm glad to see him link up with 504, and I think he's a, you know, I feel like he's at the position where Dirk was at many years ago before Dirk kind of, got some mainstream attention because all these songs and King Von's music really gets a lot of play, but he doesn't have that one signature joint, which I think he's looking for. That signature joint that breaks him out of, oh, he's just a drill guy. You get me? So I think that's coming. Von is great.
I wouldn't agree with best storyteller in the game. I just think that
Tell you,
King
man.
Von has
This guy's great.
He has great stories because his stories aren't fiction. That's what's good about him. I wouldn't go out to say he's the best storytelling rapper right now.
I gotta know them crazy
stand on
stories,
everything
man.
he say, man. He stand on everything he say, so I ain't,
Took it to the O, man. This is great. I was just saying, King Von is that guy. I love his music.
All right, this is the best Hitbreaker or Wait on It segment that we've had in weeks, which is great. Usually you guys give everything a brick. At least there are some songs you were excited about this week, so that's good. Right. Let's end today with a fan question. We actually have a video question for you academics. Take a look.
What up, Everyday Struggle? This is Andre 10,000, CEO of Shell Game Records. This question is for academics in his number segment. So you be talking about all the rappers, the little 45, 75, 65, 85, Don't get me wrong, that's popping. Don't get me wrong. All money selling records is cool. But 15 years ago, that was a flop. So what do you equate that to? Like, what's the problem? Why people not selling more? Is it because they're not selling more hard copies and it's all streams?
Yeah, well, the word flop, first of all, that was one of the first great debates and disagreements we had on the show when it first started. But of a rapper selling between 45 and 85K, it definitely matters what's their label situation, but also it kind of matters like how the project they're putting out is. Is it a mixtape or is it not? I will tell you now, I'm having another audit on the record industry because these numbers are looking funny in the light, all of them. I'm telling you, I feel like everything's being finessed. We just saw what happened with Billboard after close up a couple loopholes in terms of merch bundles. I think a lot of these numbers are looking really funny. You know what I mean? Not gonna lie, even like my guy Tory, but all of a sudden Tory dropped the music video, got like 10 million views in a day. There's something going on in the industry right now. Some of these numbers are looking really funny. However, it depends on what type of, like, an A-level artist, you got to be selling in 100 plus thousand. You get me? Like, A-level, there's probably only a handful of them, 5 or so. They'll probably be doing the 200 or so. You'll get the guys like 21 Savage, which, shit, I almost want to call him an A-level, but still, if you put him to B-level, you're going to get over 100. So I think basically we just pay attention to more rappers than we used to before because all the top guys sell really well. You know what I mean? I guess like people are looking at, I don't know, who sells 45? I don't know who sells 45, but I guess they're looking at those rappers and saying, why do they sell that little? But most of those guys aren't that mainstream.
Well, I think like to kind of add to the point that you was making earlier, is a lot of it is dependent upon how you work your music because there's been lightning in the bottle a few times when it was the physical era. Like Juvenile, 400 Degrees only sold 5,000 records the first weekend and went on to sell like 6 million. Akon's debut album sold about like I think between 3 and 5,000 the first week and went multi-platinum. But then when you think about those albums, they had like records that's legendary on it. Like you think about Back That Ass Up, you think about Locked Up, you think about what I mean, different records that made a difference overall. I think today is more predicated on like the numbers, the numbers game equals into perception of the music. A lot of times the conversation starts coming if the music is good or not, depending on what the projections are, which is crazy to me. Like, I think that music should just be loved as music, but a flop is really on how much you spent to make it. Now, if you spent, 400, if you spent about a good, let's say $300,000 to make a project, and you sell 45,000 the first week. That's a big win. Like, you always put up act big L or big W. That's a big win because you on the track to recouping. You've already recouped, and you on the track to recouping going further. But I think that the fans play such a big part in the numbers game, is why we look at certain things as flops or successes.
And by the way, to further answer, I think his name is Andre's point about why we do see smaller album sales these days. The marketing budgets are just way smaller. You know what I mean? Like if you think about some of the marketing budgets that you heard for albums that have passed, ain't no way you could flop. You know what I mean? Like there's zero way you could and flop, quote unquote, right? There's no way you're gonna do 45,000 if they have a $5 million marketing budget. Like, goddamn it, like it's just not gonna happen. So, I think these days with the use of the internet and other like more savvy ways of communicating and marketing and trying to get the word out that an album's coming out, these budgets are much smaller. Like a lot of times these niggas drop they drop an album and they might just be lucky enough to only get their like their album or their album cover or their face on a billboard in their own city. They're not gonna be in Times Square like plastered all over the place. Record label ain't spending that much amount of money to try to drive awareness. They're gonna rely on them going on IG Live, their Instagram, couple of blogs, and it's a guarded, lesser way of trying to get these numbers up. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it is what it is.
I mean,
you can see big budget shit though. Once you see big budget shit, which still exists, like whatever Cardi B got going on with Atlantic, that WAP joint, that's big budget. I'm telling you.
Absolutely.
So you can see it.
But it's also too like, what does the stream count for? Because I still can't understand how like it takes so many listens to count as one sale. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Well, I keep hearing about that conversation. I'm a math guy. I think it's pretty easy to calculate. The money comes into the streaming service and they divide it up, and whatever that number is, that's what you're listening and counted for. It's math. You know what I mean?
I guess.
I think people are trying to find the worth of the music in what they're being paid out, which I don't know if that'll ever be, something that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean.
Right. Thank you for the explanation, guys. And thank you for the fan question. Please send us more. We especially love it when you send us videos, 30 seconds or less if you can, on Twitter at EverydayStrug with 2 Gs. We're about to be out for the week. My friends, you have any big plans for the weekend?
I'm out in these streets getting some work done. That's
shit. Oh, you getting work done? Yeah.
I'm getting work done.
Wayno in the strip club. Wayno's a strip club connoisseur, man. Wayno gonna be in Atlanta just running around. He's in every club.
Can you at least make up things that sound realistic? Nothing about this sounds like shit that Wayno will do, historically speaking.
Right, I don't know if they're not DMing you, but every time Wayno's in the trenches, a nigga sends me a video. Yo, look how Wayno look. Like, yo, you think Wayno look shook? He's in the trenches. Look, he's taking a picture with these. Anyway, but I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'll tell you what I'm doing. Listen, man, I'm back to the roots. I'm setting up I just bought my new DJ equipment. I'm getting back to DJing. I'm up DJing on my stream, going crazy. Wow. Listen, man, I'm about to prove to the world I'm the best DJ in the world. Facts. I'm taking all challenges too. We gotta have a versus for DJs. I'm giving smoke to anybody.
Are you joking?
What? Wait, it just registered what he said. Like,
all right, hold on. It's time to rap.
Well, then why you were so quiet, Wayno?
Yeah.
Time to rap. Wayno about to come with some hate. Like his hate just woke up.
He's taking versus battles with DJs.
I think it's more confusion than hate. But okay, academics.
Anybody except Funk. Funk's that's OG.
Anybody but Funk Master Flex?
Of course. Come on, man.
You know what, man? I'ma just listen, my nigga. Just at the end. But just write a disclaimer. Whenever you post this, just write a disclaimer and let people know you was playing and all that. Because you're not like that with them on them turntables. You're not like that.
You don't think I'm nasty?
I don't think you like that. Pause.
Do us a favor. Please just drop the streaming link in the group chat. We want to see you cooking and DJing on stream this weekend. I will absolutely tune in. My whole family is going to tune in. We'll make this our big weekend plan. I'm really looking forward to this. Guys, thank you for watching Everyday Struggle. We'll see you here Monday on Complex.